The most common accident involving scaffolds is a fall to a lower level. That's quite obvious since the purpose of erecting scaffolds is to provide a safe place to work when you must work at a height above ground level. This short training program is designed to review some of the basics of scaffolds and how to properly use this equipment. Keep in mind that each state has different rules, regulations, and standards, and it's up to you to determine the exact scaffold requirements in the state where you're located and working. This short program does not list all hazards or safety measures of scaffolds. It's simply an overview of some basics to help make you more aware of safety around scaffolds. Always follow your company rules and regulations when working with or using scaffolds. Any scaffold must be constructed to safely support a weight 4 times the maximum intended load. For example, a scaffold normally expected to hold a 200-pound man and his 20 pounds of material should be designed to support 880 pounds without breaking. To be on the safe side, you should never load a scaffold beyond the maximum intended weight. Always inspect the scaffold. Make sure the planks are laid with their edges close together so no tools or materials can slip through and strike someone below. Plank ends must be overlapped at least 12 inches or nailed so the planks will not move when you walk on them. Cleating both ends also prevents sliding. Scaffold planks must not extend more than 18 inches or less than 6 inches beyond the supports. If the planks extend more than 18 inches, you run the risk of walking on unsupported ends. The minimum 6-inch extension is necessary to keep the plank from slipping off the support under pressure. For your protection, elevated working platforms must be surrounded on all open sides and ends with guard railing, which consists of a top rail, intermediate rail, and toe board. Although many codes only require such scaffolding and guard railing over 10 feet high, for your safety it should always be provided. After all, you can be severely injured by a 4 or 5 foot fall. Let's take a look at guard railing, as guard railing must be properly constructed. The top rail should be at least 2x4 lumber or the equivalent. It must be at least 3.5 feet high. Intermediate rails should be made from 1x6 lumber or its equivalent and installed approximately halfway between the top rail and the platform surface. The toe board should be at least 4 inches high, and if necessary, a screen or paneling should extend along the entire opening between the toe board and the intermediate or top rail to prevent material stacked higher than the toe board, such as bricks, from being knocked off the scaffold and striking people below. To make sure the scaffold is rigid, space support posts for guard railing should not be more than 8 feet apart. If workers are exposed to falling objects, overhead protection must be provided. Of course, power lines near scaffolds are dangerous, so make sure the power company has shut off the electricity before a scaffold is erected where a worker might come in contact with the lines. Even safely constructed scaffolds are hazardous if they are not used correctly. When hoisting materials onto a scaffold, attach a tag line to safety control the load and keep it from swinging and striking someone or damaging the scaffold. Naturally, keep the work platform clear of tools, materials, and debris which could cause tripping hazards. Do not work on scaffolds which are covered with ice and snow. Slipping hazard is too great. Proper scaffold maintenance is important also. Check metal on scaffolds for rust, which, if left untreated, can weaken the structure. Do not use damaged parts. If a scaffold is damaged in any way, don't use it until it's repaired or replaced. The most common types of scaffolds are built-up scaffolds, rolling scaffolds, and suspended scaffolds. Built-up scaffolds are made of wood or metal supports and are built up higher as the work progresses. In all built-up scaffolds, the vertical members must be straight up and down, and the horizontal members completely level. If the scaffold tilts noticeably, it might collapse if it's unevenly loaded. Cross-bracing or diagonal bracing, or both, will keep the scaffold erect, level, and rigid. Again, make sure the footing and anchorage for built-up scaffolds are sound, rigid, and strong enough to support 4 times the maximum intended load. Never allow unstable objects such as barrels, boxes, loose bricks, or concrete bricks to be used as support for scaffolds or planks. As a means for additional safety, built-up scaffolds should be secured to the building or structure at least every 30 feet horizontally and every 26 feet vertically by heavy wire, brackets, or the equivalent. A ladder must be provided to give you safe access to the scaffold platform. Rolling scaffolds are similar to built-up scaffolds, except they are wheel-mounted. They have the same safety requirements, plus a few additional ones. Rolling scaffold wheels must have a lock to prevent unexpected movement. Never move the scaffold with anyone on the scaffold. Suspended scaffolds, such as those used in office building construction, carry a working platform on ropes secured to outrigger beams thrust out from the building. There are light-duty, medium-duty, and heavy-duty scaffolds, each designed for a specific requirement and use. Always follow your company's policies and procedures when erecting, using, handling, or working on scaffolds. There have been many fatalities and serious injuries related to poorly constructed scaffolds, overloading, improper use of scaffolds, and in general, not following proper procedures. There's no reason to take shortcuts. It's simply asking for an accident. When you're using scaffolds, take the time to work and act safely, because your life really does depend on how well you follow the rules. Thank you.